Hello, hello, baby girl, and welcome back to another episode of Glow Up and Show Up. Welcome to 2026. That is so crazy to say. I cannot believe that we are in 2026, but here we are. And as such, I have been noticing so many people on the internet talking about their goals and their vision boards. And it got me reflecting on how many vision boards I have made in my life, on how many goals I have made in my life. And most importantly, it got me reflecting on how many times those vision boards and those goals were completely out of alignment with who I was. I spent so many years of my life living a life, not because it was the one that I enjoyed, not because it was in alignment with what I wanted, but I spent so many years living a life for other people. Many of you don't know this, but I actually went to school for engineering. I spent 3 years and I went in debt $40,000 in an attempt to become an engineer. Now, I mean this with so much love and so much gratitude to my past self, but based on what you know about me, do you think I give off engineer vibes? No, I don't at all. And so today's episode is largely inspired by that version of me. Because had I been in alignment, had I known what my values were, had I known what was important to me, then I could have made aligned goals and an aligned vision board and taken aligned action. So I actually created a worksheet that is called the Alignment Map. The Alignment Map was created with the intention of helping you make sure that when you are making that vision board, when you are making those goals, that it is truly coming from what is important to you and not what is important to other people. I'm sure that you already know this, but we live in a reality where we are bombarded constantly by the opinions of other people. And I think now more than ever, it is so important that we use discernment and that we figure out what is important to us, what matters to us. And from there, we consume, from there, we create, and then we're able to hopefully live a more aligned life. I also have to give credit to where credit is due. This podcast is largely inspired by my most recent visit with my therapist. She helped me get really clear on my values, and I noticed a huge shift in my own ability to take aligned action. And so I really wanted to bring what she shared with me to you all. Now, as we are going through this worksheet, please pause as we go so you can take your time to fill out your answers. It is my intention to get through this worksheet relatively quickly because I want this podcast episode to not be an entire hour long, but please pause as you go so that you can really make sure that you are taking your time to answer these with thought and with heart. And if you are just listening to this as a podcast, no big deal. Just let it ride. Just a little PSA. So the alignment map, there is a link in the show notes to the alignment map. I would love it if you could pull it up. And if you can't, no worries. This episode, we're going to go through it. We're going to go through every part of the alignment map. I'm going to tell you what my alignment map is, and we're just going to do it together. And even if you don't have the worksheet, just listen, digest what I'm saying. And then when you have a hot minute, come back and do it for yourself. So as we are going into the alignment map, I want you to think of this as your personal operating system for 2026. And for the sake of this exercise, I want you to think of yourself as a ship in the night. And this alignment map has the tools that your ship needs in order to navigate the journey of your life. So let's get into part 1. I want you to get so clear on your hell yes values. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm on my computer and I'm looking at the alignment map, just so you know. Think of your values as an internal compass, guiding you towards a life lived on purpose. Mary Lacey Banks. What values actually are. Values are not goals. They are the filter you run your decisions through. When you are clear on your values, decisions get easier because you are not asking, how do I feel? You are asking, does this align? We are going to choose 3 values. And I came up with these 3 reflection questions to hopefully help you get a little bit closer to what your values are. The first question is, when I imagine my best, most aligned life, what qualities are always present? That's the first question. Second question, what values do I want my time, energy, money, and attention moving towards? Number 3, what values do I admire most in people I respect? And so hopefully based on those questions, it helps you get closer to what your top 3 are. I will share with you what my top 3 are. My number 1 value is spirituality. And that to me just means faith, my relationship with God, big G, the creator of all things. That is probably the biggest, most important value in my life. My second one is my wellness. This has to do with my physical health, my mental health, the way I eat, the way I exercise, the way I prioritize my wellness tools. Even getting ready and getting dressed, I honestly think falls into the category of wellness. And then 3 is courage. Courage is so important to me because as I'm recording this podcast, this takes courage to believe in yourself, to post week after week after week, to evolve and grow when posting yourself online. That to me is courage. Creating Glow Up and Show Up is courage. And I don't say that to brag. I sometimes have a hard time being that honest, but that is why courage is so important to me, is because I believe in Glow Up and Show Up so much. And I also know that it is so important and vital to the viability of Glow Up and Show Up that I have the courage every day to show up for it. So those are my 3. Part 2, we are now getting clear on our hell no values. This is what you are no longer available for. And now this is where clarity gets so powerful, because your hell no values are patterns, environments, behaviors, or priorities that pull you away from who you want to be. Knowing these will help to know for sure when you're in a situation that is out of alignment. Something that Marie Forleo says that I love so much is, if it isn't a hell yes, it's a hell no. And I do think that being so aware of what is a no for you is just a further refinement of your filter system. Yes, I almost think it's easier to know sometimes. I guess some people may disagree with this. I know for me, sometimes it's almost easier for me to know what I do want than it is for me to know what I don't want. So I almost think that the hell no may be more important sometimes than the hell yes. So now we are going into the reflection questions. These questions are meant to help you define what your 3 hell no values are. Number 1, what drains me every time I say yes? Number 2, what qualities in other people turn me off so hard? Number 3, what values lead me to chaos, burnout, or misalignment? And so based on your answers, hopefully it will help you get closer to your hell no values. I'm going to tell you what mine are. My number 1 hell no value is apathy. Now, when I think about apathy, I think about who I was from the time I was like 22 to 29. I think about a girl who didn't do her hair, didn't do her makeup, didn't get ready, didn't get dressed, was really struggling with overeating, over drinking, over consuming, and just felt really sorry for herself. And I think the reason I am so turned off by that now is because I fought like hell to get past that and to get over that. And so now every time I see any like anything that resembles that, I'm immediately like, I am not available for that, because it's not me anymore. Number 2 is complacency. I love growth. Growth is the most important thing in my life. I love growth. I love becoming the hottest, baddest, wisest version of myself. That is very much the way I live my life. So anything that isn't in alignment with that movement forward is a hell no for me. Number 3 is victimhood. And I think this actually kind of goes back to apathy, but the belief that you have no agency over your situation when you do, not taking responsibility for things that you have some level of control over, blaming your circumstances. Those are things, again, I did them for years, but I am just so turned off by them now. And it's just a hell no for me. And I also want to be so clear as we're going into today's episode, the reason I'm sharing with you what mine are isn't to make you feel, I don't know, like your values need to be the same as mine or your hell no's need to be the same as mine. I just know that for me, it's really helpful when I hear what other people may be writing down or may be choosing for themselves. It's really helpful for me to hear that so that I can apply that to my life. So that's my intention with sharing all of this. Okay. Now, this is very important, and I'm going to read this very slowly, and I want you to digest this, okay? If something violates your hell no list, it is a no. Even if it looks good on paper, and this will ensure that you create a truly aligned life. Now, I know it's a little cutthroat. I know it is, but do your absolute best to say no to your hell no's, and I promise you, your life will start to feel more in alignment. Now we are going into part 3, which is your personal mission statement. This is how you intend to operate in 2026. Your mission statement is about staking your claim for the life you want to build. If your values are a compass, the mission statement is your North Star. So this is how we build it. A strong personal mission statement includes who you are becoming, how you live, what you prioritize, and what you say no to. Now, I have 2 mission statement prompts, and I'd love it if you used both, but just choose whichever one feels the most aligned to you. The first mission statement prompt is, my mission is to live a life rooted in blank, guided by blank, and aligned with blank. Option number 2, my mission is to build a life that reflects my values of blank, blank, in blank. Again, I'll share with you what I wrote. For option 1, I wrote, my mission is to live a life rooted in courage, guided by big G, and aligned with my highest possible potential. Option 2, my mission is to build a life that reflects my values of spirituality, wellness, and courage. Now, these next 2 questions are so important and so critical to do. The first question, this is how to know if I am out of alignment. It is so important to know when you are out of alignment because then you can change it. I don't know about you, but there have been years of my life that I have lived out of alignment. I have veered so off my path. I have veered so far away from home. And I think it is because I had no idea what home was. I had no idea who I was. And so I was unable to know. So here is the question. I will know I am out of alignment with my North Star when blank, blank, or blank. I will share with you what I wrote. I will know I am out of alignment with my North Star when I stop creating and posting, I oversleep chronically, or I shrink myself to fit in. And now once you know that you were out of alignment, once you've called a spade, once you've felt it in your bones, now you're going to create a plan for, okay, well, what am I going to do so I can get back in alignment? How can I get back on track? Because here's the fact of life, you all. There are going to be moments in life that we veer off. Probably, most likely, we are humans. But the quicker your comeback rate is, the quicker you can come back, that will determine your success in everything that you do. So, how I will get back into alignment. So here's the question. I will get back into alignment with my North Star by blank, 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 and blank. Here are my answers. I will get back in alignment with my North Star by praying, playing, exercising, and posting. Now, number 4, this is maybe the most revolutionary idea I have ever heard in my entire life. I want to say I heard this from either Brooke Castillo or Layla Hormozi. I'm not sure who, but I know I heard it from somebody, and it changed my life. And it was one of the greatest things I've ever heard. So I hope that what I'm about to share with you has that type of an impact on you. So part 4, your board of directors. This is who you allow to influence you. If you want to do ordinary things, ask ordinary people. If you want to do big things, ask inspiring people. Mary Lacey Banks. I love that quote so much. And here's how I want you to think about this. If values are the compass and the mission statement is the North Star, then the board of directors are the crew on the ship. They are helping you steer your ship. They are helping you navigate the journey of life. Your board of directors is not your friends or your family unless they live a life that you want. They are people who you look up to, admire, and genuinely want to be like. Thanks to the internet, you can learn from people you've never met before. How fun is that? So this has revolutionized my life. So here's what we're going to do. You are going to choose 5 people that you respect, admire, or want to be like. And these can be actors, business leaders, thought leaders, spiritual voices, athletes, writers, etc. But I just want you to take a moment and think about what yours are. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to share with you what mine are. My personal board of directors are Brooke Castillo, Shop with Caroline, Higher Up Wellness, Mel Robbins, and Krista Williams. So when I am going through a moment in my life that's really hard, that I don't know how to navigate, and when I know that my mom or my dad or my friends might give me advice to stay small, lovingly, but that's just what they would do, I love to go to my board of directors. I love to think, what would Brooke Castillo say? What would Shop with Caroline say? What would Higher Up Wellness do? What would Mel Robbins do? What would Krista do? And what's so cool is all of these figures have social media. They all have talking head videos. So you can pull them up and you can listen to them, and you can, although you're not talking to them directly, I'm sure you can get a feel of what they would say, which is truly so powerful. Now, this is the mindset I want you to live by. When I'm stuck, instead of listening and asking everyone around me, I will ask, what would my board of directors say? So here's what I want you to consider before you make your vision board this year, before you make your goals this year, before you declare what you want to accomplish. I first want you to consider what your hell no values are, what your hell yes values are, who your board of directors are, what your mission statement is. And once you have all of that locked down from that place, now you have a filter. Now you have a mission, and now you have a standard of influence. And from that place, I promise you, you will be able to create a more powerful vision board, a more powerful goal, because you will be so rooted in who you truly are. And so from this aligned place, from this aligned intention, the last part of this exercise is to create a sentence that you want to carry into 2026. Just one sentence. This isn't a big goal. This isn't a big declaration. And here's what I always say, and here's what I want you to hear today. As you are going into 2026, rather than committing to the goal, I want you to commit to the journey. Yes, have a vision. Yes, have a mission. Yes, have intentions that you want to come true, but commit to the journey. Because here's the deal. God could have an even better goal. God could have an even better outcome. But if you are so committed to the goal, and if you're blinded by the journey itself, you will never win. And I mean that. I don't believe you will win if you are so rigid and only committed to a goal. But rather, the journey is what molds you. The journey is what shapes you, and the journey is what truly creates a successful person. I say this from personal experience. When I think back on the last 2.5 years of my life, I started to glow up and show up in my dad's basement when I was the most overweight, the most broke, the most confused. I was very addicted. And I started a podcast in his basement. And since starting that podcast, I've been able to pay off all my debt. I've been able to lose a ton of weight. I have been able to get sober and begin to create a life I genuinely love. And it's all because I committed to a journey and not a goal. So I will get off my soapbox right now and I will say, I want you to create your sentence of 2026. I will share with you what mine is, again, in the hopes that this will inspire you. Here's my sentence of the year. God, may this be the year I radically show up for my wellness and glow up more than I ever thought possible. So that is mine. And I hope that this can inspire you to make your sentence. And again, just to continue to help guide your ship in the night. And so, my dear friend, my precious baby angel, thank you so much for listening to my first episode of 2026. It truly means the world to me. I know that there are so many places that you could be on the internet. And I do say this after every episode, but I want you to know it is so sincere and so genuine. This show means so much to me. Glow Up and Show Up means so much to me. And the fact that you are here with me means so much to me. If you could please do me the biggest favor of all time and please send this to someone in your life who you think could benefit from this, someone who you think could benefit from the alignment map, please send this episode to them. Also, if you have not yet, please give Glow Up and Show Up a 4-star review. Please give it a 4-star review. You can give it as many as you want. A 4-star would mean the world to me. Please give it a review on Spotify and please head on over to Apple and give me a written review. Both of these things are going to help the algorithm know that Glow Up and Show Up is a really great show, and it's going to help get more eyes and ears on the pod, which is a huge goal of mine. And so with that said, I'm holding you so tight in the biggest thought hug of all time, and I can't wait to talk to you again soon. Mwah.